Hi guys, it is Carol from Lily Rose Blue with Astrid and Amber. It seems kind of shadowy. I don't know why that is. I've got the ring light and two other lamps and my overhead light on, so it must be just the time of day. I thought, I know this is kind of shiny. Maybe that's contributing to the issues, but I thought I would share how I organize the things that I have sourced for junk journals. Now, this one's very simple, and these are 2-gallon bags. Ziploc bags are a little thicker. I get these. These are an off-brand from one of the grocery stores that we have here because they are not cheap. For 12? Yeah, for 12. So this is maybe from, I think this is from a regional grocery chain. I want to say this is about $5 for 12 bags. So yeah, not cheap, but this is how my mind works, and this is how I also use this size because of scrapbook paper. So I've been scrapbooking since the early 90s, and this was how I kept my kits and ephemera and everything together. So I've just continued that on with my junk journaling. Now this one's very simple. Rocket Space, there's some postcards. I don't know that I'm going to make a junk journal about that. So if you guys are interested, let me know, and I'd be happy to send those postcards to you. This one is about roses. Now, do I have a bunch of other rose things? Yes. However, they're in bigger books. So those are on my bookshelf. And I also haven't, and I'm sure there is, I haven't gone through any of my roses or flower books to take out rose-specific pictures, graphics, or whatever. So right now, even though this is not inclusive of all of my roses, this is a book. It's a fun book, and that's what's in my roses bag. Now, sometimes, and in fact I probably should do this, I will put the books of the same, so I put the baggie in the front and then books behind the baggie. I just haven't done that for the roses yet, so that's some organization that I need to do. Here is another baggie about sewing, sewing fashion vintage. So these are some things that I pulled out of some books. And so you can see, very vintagey. This came out of an old an old magazine. I was looking to see if I could find the magazine name. I'm not coming up with it. So you get the idea of vintage sewing and fashion. Look at those green colored sewing machines. For the doll. Just fun stuff. Do I have more that I could put in here? Absolutely. I just haven't gotten to it yet. I have a lot of magazines that I still need to take apart. So that is this one. And just to keep myself a little more organized, I'm going to do this. Do I have other sewing books and stuff? Yes, but too big to keep in the boxes that I keep these in. I should talk about that too. I am just now, right now, I am just using cardboard boxes that will fit these 2-gallon bags. And I can't get that. Here we go. I'm just going to show you this. This is scenery. So I've got some lots of postcards, lots of things I've cut out from various things like that, and some calendars that were scenic. So again, scenery can mean a lot of things to different people. It's probably something at some point I need to go back and sort out more, what's the word I'm looking for, more discreetly. Here's just, it says school. Right now, just a couple of postcards of old school images. This one is the 60s. It's got Kennedy. And what else is in? Is there anything else of interest in here? This is so we've got Kennedy. We've got somebody, I don't know. Oh, I kept this because of the red phone. This was like Bay of Pigs. The rockets, it's red. The phone is red. Lending support to national defense, general telephone. That's what that's about. Again, more telephones from the 60s. And then another on the back. Another picture of JFK. I may have shared on this channel with you that I do like history, and I have a podcast that I like to listen to called History Chicks, and I listen to it on Audible. I don't know if it's on any other platform or not, but it's 2 women who do history lessons, so to speak, but in a very obtainable, fun way. And it's all about women in history. So some women that you've heard of, some women that you haven't heard of that you should have heard from. I just finished one about Lillian, I'm sorry, Lillian Gilchrist, Gilchrist, Gilchrist. She and her husband were the pioneers of efficiency in production, in movement, in everything. She had a PhD. And of course, her husband got a lot of the credit, as was true back in the day. But that's an example of a woman that you should know about that you probably don't know about. Let's see, Maria Montessori was a very interesting podcast. I'm trying to think of, now that person, Maria Montessori, you've probably all heard of Montessori schools. oh gosh, some women slaves who were behind some very interesting people, supportive in the background. Thomas Jefferson being the one that we think of first. Martha Washington, I listened to. Oh gosh. Right now I'm listening to Jacqueline Kennedy. And oh my, there is just a lot of stuff to unpack in that poor woman's life from the time she was a child all the way through. So, it's one of those you think you might know the story, but maybe you don't. And I apologize for the noise. This is my insulated big tumbler, and it has a metal straw, and it makes noise. It drives my oldest granddaughter bonkers. Anyway, now this is my collection of spring things that I've gathered. So you can see, pinks and bright greens, springy green colors, some bright blues. In my mind, this said spring. I also think this pile could also say 70s pretty easily. And then here's some ribbon that I thought was cute. This came out of a flower arranging book that I took apart. This came out of some other book. So these are just, again, spring things. So this is a calendar. To my mind, oh yeah, got to have the robin and the eggs. Very fun. Bunnies, more bunnies. This says Easter. Blessings at Easter. So this is getting more into Easter. Here's a birthday card, but it's got iris on it. Not iris. Daffodils, sorry, and hyacinths. That to me is spring. Isn't that a fun envelope? This card, just with flowers and a bird. Cherry blossoms, definitely spring. Daffodil again, and that's a vintage card. Tulips, and then I think that, is that tulips? I think that's tulips. So these maybe aren't the most exciting examples of how I source and, well, not how I source, but how I store things that I've sourced, but it gives you an idea. It gets us going on the right track. Then, you have to organize things the way that it works for you. This system would probably drive some people crazy. Like the plastic bags, some people might want more substantial things. Just using cardboard boxes to store these might drive people nuts. I purposefully am using boxes because my craft room is small. When you get into plastic storage, those are, pretty unmovable or immovable. Again, my grammar, guys. And I can get really close to these boxes and lean and bend and still reach some other things. It's working for me. So I have, what do I have? I'm up to 4 boxes that are about 2 or 3 feet deep. At least, probably 2 to 3 feet deep. And again, wide enough to hold this. So, they're not small boxes. And I have 4 boxes full of stuff. One of the things that I would like to do, I did just sort through one more time. I did another pass of the cookbooks and pamphlets that I'd gotten at that estate sale, and decided to sell like 4 more books that I thought initially I was going to keep. I've got to cull down my cookbooks. I have too many. Same is true with all of this ephemera, like that rocket, those postcards with rockets in space. I separated them out because they were a unique theme for me. And I thought that's how my brain works, right? Now, looking back, I don't think I want those. So, those need to go in either a pile to give in Happy Mail or to swap for somebody who would love and appreciate them, because they're very cool vintage postcards. I just don't think I'm going to use them. Or, like on this video, I say, guys, hey, if anybody wants these, let me know and we can make some kind of an arrangement. That's what I need to do next. I just have too much stuff, to the point where today when I sat down here to work, I'm getting kind of overwhelmed, right? I need a cleaner environment in which to create. That's how it's starting to feel to me. Maybe you guys have been there too. I just don't know. And I will also admit, I really like doing videos, and it was also a vehicle to procrastinate a little bit and not work in my junk journal, which is wrong and horrible. And I'm noticing the older I get, I'm having more squirrel moments where it's like in my mind, logically, it's like, I need to work on that strawberry cookbook journal. Work on it, get it done. Feel a sense of accomplishment. Meanwhile, I find a new thing, like that peach cookbook, and I'm like, ooh, this would be cool. Or as I'm looking through some of my stuff, I'm like, ooh, I want to do this cookbook journal, or I want to do a journal about X, Y, and Z as I find things. And you can't. Some people are working on 3, 4, 5 things at a time. Maybe that is what I need to do, because that might help with my squirreling issues that I'm having. You get tired of working on one journal, you go work on another one, and maybe that's reinvigorating. I don't know. I'd like to hear how you guys approach junk journaling. Do you work on one junk journal until it's done? Do you have 2 or 3 going at once, or 5? Like I know Angela had 5 going at once. They were all kind of the same theme, but nevertheless, she still had 5 journals that she was working on at the same time. Do you take breaks and make ephemera? Just for fun, like just really knock out a bunch of ephemera randomly, or do you take a break and just do ephemera specifically for a junk journal that you're working on? I am just very curious. One other thing that I've done is I've stopped and collaged some too, just to get my creativity going again. And I find collaging, or making master boards or whatever, I find that peaceful, I guess is the word that comes to mind. So let me know what your strategy is for working on junk journals and getting them done, because I need your help. I would appreciate any advice that you have to give me. And with that, I'm going to end this video. And as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and have fun. And also take care. Bye-bye.